So the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra is Samsung's most ambitious smartwatch yet. From unexpected features that actually surprise everyone to few frustrating design choices, especially two things that you won't believe they left out that made this almost perfect. Starting with the unboxing, firstly the box comes in black where the visuals of the watch is in front, with the specs at the side of the box where the variant that I bought was the titanium white. Opening the box cover reveals another white color box which contains just the watch face or the head, the quick start guide and the USB-C charging puck. Then also included is the white color marine watch band, and yes, it does look familiar. And putting it on is super easy since there are two holes and two pins to hold on to the watch strap. Now I also decided to get the trail watch band in orange, but during this review I only used this white color marine watch band all the way. Now let's first dive into the design and build quality. Honestly, it looks like no other Samsung watch that we have seen before. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. Everybody's comparing this with the Apple Watch Ultra, right? But hold up, I am here to tell you that it does not look the same. Even if you ignore the color difference, if you see it side by side, it does not look the same. So now that we have got that elephant out of the room, let's get back to talking about this watch, shall we? Now the Galaxy Watch Ultra feels super solid and durable thanks to its new Grade 4 titanium frame. At around 60.5 grams, it's got that sturdy feel. Now some people mention that it feels a bit heavy on their hands, but honestly I didn't think so at all. To a point where I've been wearing the watch to sleep, and yes, I slept like a baby, so no issues whatsoever. And yes, we'll be talking about more about my sleep tracking features later on in this video. However, if you have a smaller wrist, you might want to think about the size of the watch face before buying it. But if you're like me who always felt the Apple Watch Ultra could have been bigger, then yes, you're gonna love the size of this watch. Now compared to previous Samsung watches, this has a more squarish shape but still keeps the classic round face that Galaxy watches are known for. And this titanium white color was absolutely stunning. The silver matte titanium outer bezel paired with the white inner bezel and strap was an excellent design choice. Plus this orange quick button also gave me that old school Tommy Oliver Power Ranger communicator vibes. So yes, rest in peace my friend. Now this watch has a 47mm face, just like the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic. It loses the physical rotating bezels, instead it uses a digital version like the Galaxy Watch 7. And I have to say that this was a total missed opportunity because the rotating bezels were one of my favorite features on the Watch 6 Classic, and I wish that they kept it over here as well. Now the display was made from tough scratch resistant sapphire crystal, just like the earlier models, so no worries about scratches or bumps from everyday use. This also makes it perfect for outdoor activities. For all you rugged adventurers, this watch has got your back. Plus, it is also the toughest smartwatch Samsung has ever made, which is able to handle temperatures from -20 Celsius to 55 Celsius. It also has an IP68 water resistant and can survive depth up to 10 ATM. And with the water lock feature, you can take it swimming whether or not that's in a pool or even the ocean. Now, I haven't had a chance to test those extremes yet because Malaysia is not exactly known for its snow. And of course, I haven't been to an ocean lately. Plus, I can't even swim. So yes, we will have to trust Samsung on this one. Now Samsung also added a third button in the middle, which is called the quick button as mentioned earlier, which by default it accesses the My Exercises feature, but you can remap it to other functions too. Then as for the other buttons, the home buttons and the back buttons are also color coded in red and white, but right now the colors are right at the center of the buttons. Now they also redesigned the strap when it comes to releasing, where they don't use the conventional lug system anymore, but a new proprietary dynamic lug system. So this means that the straps are not interchangeable with the previous generation watches or regular watch straps, so keep that in mind. And this is the same button release system from the Galaxy Watch 6 series for the straps, which I love because it makes changing them a simple click away. Then the watch also comes with a new bioactive sensor, which is a 3-in-1 sensor that runs on a single chip, featuring an optical heart rate sensor, an electric heart sensor, and a bioelectrical impedance analysis or BIA sensing as well. So yes, a lot of upgrades and changes over here. Now this 1.5-inch display is super crisp, all thanks to its fantastic Super AMOLED panel. Now even though though it has a slightly fewer pixels per inch than the Watch 6 Classic. The Ultra's display still performs way better, mainly because it gets insanely bright up to 3000 nits compared to 2000 nits on the Watch 6 Classic. Now this means that I had zero issues using this watch outdoors, even under intense sunlight. Everything was nice and clear. And it also comes with a dedicated night mode where the screen automatically switches to a red tint when it detects you're outside at night or in a dark room. Now this night mode is great when you're in a low light environment. However, keep in mind that it only turns the watch face red. So if you switch to another app, it has a sudden flashbang on your face, so keep that in mind as well. Now, I haven't seen other smartwatches doing this, but if only this night mode is applied throughout all the apps instead of just the watch face, that could also kind of save some battery, right? So hopefully there's such of a software update that can do that. And you can tweak the settings to auto, always on, or just turn it off entirely in the Samsung's wearable app under the customizable settings for the watch face. And yes, I will be diving further into the app too. Now, as for navigation, if you're used to a Samsung Galaxy Watch before, getting the hang of this Ultra will feel like second nature, but it does come with some cool new features. Now, navigating through the watch is pretty simple. Swipe left to see your notifications, and over there, if you swipe to the top, it deletes the notifications. Then at the home screen, if you swipe right, you can check your active tiles for apps or your vital signs, swipe up for all the installed apps, and swipe down to access the quick panel. Now, if you're familiar with the digital rotating bezels, that works similarly. But if you're not familiar or trying this for the first time, it is basically sliding your fingers right at the edge of the screen to navigate, so not exactly on the bezel, so keep that in mind. While I still think that it's not as good as a physical rotating bezels, but yeah, you can still do it digitally as well. Then the home and the back buttons are still here and work just like before, where pressing the back button below goes back a step. Or you can hit the home button on top to jump straight to the watch face. Then the quick button in the middle gives you instant access for the My Exercise features, and from there you can track different workouts from walking, cycling and more. Now, as mentioned earlier, this quick button can be remapped to other functions too, but right now your options are pretty limited to opening the stopwatch, torchlight, water lock and, well, do nothing. Not sure why you want to do nothing, but hey, there's an option there. Here's where I wish that you could have done a bit more other options, like maybe opening WhatsApp or even your favorite music streaming app as well. But yeah, hopefully there'll be a future update on that. And if you're thinking that this quick button might be able to scroll the menu system, since you can also, turn the crown, but I'm sorry to say that you will be disappointed because that is not the case over here. And it is the second biggest missed opportunity, because what are the odds? Because you have a button which can rotate, but you cannot navigate anything accordingly. You just can't do anything with it. Very sad. Now, when it comes to features, Samsung has packed this watch with a bunch of safety features. For starters, the hard fall detection feature automatically dials 999 if the watch detects a serious fall, and it will also call emergency situations if you press the home button 5 times as well. Now, public service announcement, this 999 feature is only for emergencies here in Malaysia, so please don't accidentally hit it or play around with this here. Now, one safety feature that I didn't expect to like as much is the siren feature. Just press the quick action button for about 5 seconds and it will start blaring, and I mean it's really loud. My teammate could even hear it all the way in the floor below. Now, Samsung also threw in a bunch of new gesture controls this time around. There's the double pinch feature that you can use to answer calls or dismiss notification, and even take a picture on your phone with this double pinch feature. There's also the knocking gesture to open any apps that you've installed, where I've set mine to the camera controller, which let me snap pictures directly from my watch using my phone. And no, it's not actually knocking a table or a wall, it's just a gesture, so don't worry about just banging things randomly in your home or anywhere. Then there's also the shake to dismiss gesture, where you can just rotate your wrist twice to decline calls, alarms or reminders as well. And while we are on the topic of gesture, here's another one that you can do, which is giving this video a like, and a subscription would be lovely too. So just gesture yourself towards the like and the subscribe button if you haven't done so. Thank you very much in advance. Now, as for the watch's software, the watch runs on the latest One UI version 6.0 watch, built on top of Google's Wear OS 5.0. So this means that you have the entire Google Play Store library right on your watch. Now, because it has all the Google Play Store, you can download all sorts of apps, from social apps like WhatsApp to productivity apps like Todoist and so much more. And you also get access to a wide variety of fitness apps beyond just the built-in Samsung Health Monitor app. And while this opens to a whole world of different watch faces that you can download online, I have used the default watch face, which is really fantastic. Where the one I'm using, for example, has a total of 8 complications, where I set mine with a date, my energy score, a shortcut to add a task on Todoist, my last heart rate reading, battery, daily activity, next event, and my steps. And yes, you can set all these complications accordingly, even more in the wearable app. Then when it comes to loading apps, it is really fast on this Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra, thanks to the speedy Exynos W100 chip and the 2GB of RAM, where everything feels quick and snappy, almost like you're using a smartphone. Then as for the health features, the new bioactive sensor performs way better than any of the previous models, giving you more accurate readings. Now, I even tested against my medical grade heart rate monitor in the gym, and the results were pretty close, just 1 or 2 BPMs off. And considering the fact that this is a watch that you can bring anywhere you want, this was really impressive. Now, speaking of working out in a gym, I love the fact that the heart rate readings when working out was consistently being read to a point where I knew when exactly to rest and start my next set as well, compared to other smartwatches where it takes time for it to read the heart rate once again. Then it also offers some fantastic stats like the energy score, which tracks your exertion and your sleep to help you know how well that you can perform during the day. There's even the heart rate variability or HRV tracking, which is only usually found on more expensive or dedicated health trackers like this. And then Samsung's auto workout detection, especially for walking, is the best ever, even better than Apple's, where it never seems to miss even when I'm walking around in the mall for quite a while, or even walking over to the studio from my home, where it was super handy for the times where I forgot to turn the activity on. Now, one quick tip is that the vibration for notification is turned off by default, so make sure to turn it on, and I also set the vibration intensity to long and strong.
That's what she said!
Which I felt it was just right. Now, typing on the keyboard on the watch face was nice and smooth, and with the predictive text on top, typing was so much easier over here. And the Galaxy AI Smart Reply feature is great when you're responding to chat messages, which was really sweet. And out of all the default tiles, I really love the one that shows your phone's battery level. And if you guys are wondering, I've been using this watch with my Z Flip 6 for the past 2 weeks. Now, if you want a recap of this whole video in a text format, don't worry, because we have a full written recap of this whole video on our website at www.adamlobo.tv. Links to that will be down below. Now, when it comes to the battery size, it has increased to 590 mAh from 425 mAh on the Watch 6 Classic. Then as for the battery life, I got around 1 day and 9 hours of use before it switched over to the power saving mode at 15% battery, and that was with the always on display enabled and the screen brightness set to about 30%, and using this during my gym sessions. Now, charging it with the included magnetic plug charger took about 2 hours, but here's a heads up because this watch cannot use reverse wireless charging because of the redesigned sensor. So unfortunately, there's no emergency option of using your phone to charge the watch, just like how you could do with the previous Galaxy watches. So in conclusion, the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra is definitely an exciting addition to the smartwatch lineup, especially if you're in the Samsung or the Android ecosystem. The display is bright and stunning, the gesture controls are super intuitive and responsive, and the health sensors are more accurate than ever. But as mentioned, my few gripes is the fact that the design feels like it missed the mark in a couple of areas, removing the rotating bezels after a big comeback with the Watch 6 Classic, and not making the quick button to be a rotating crown was also a huge missed opportunity. That said, Samsung has pulled in a solid effort into the Galaxy Watch Ultra. While it's not a perfect smartwatch, but it's definitely getting close.